So hello guys, I welcome you in the third video of our JavaScript series. In this series, we'll be talking about different naming rules and practices. Also, in the end of this video, I will give you a task, okay? And as you can see, I am also making the notes for you. So in the end of the series, you will get also those notes for your better understanding, and you can use all that code which I am writing for you as a future reference. But keep in mind that you have to practice that code with me. Okay? So now let's come to the point. Here, as you can see here, we have declared different variables with the var keyword. So the line number 68, as you can see, here we have declared the variable my name with a underscore, right? So now let's see if that work or not. So I will comment out that part. I have taught you that how you can do it. So console.log my name. Okay. So now if we will run the code from here, so we have here our name. So it means that it is acceptable to use underscore before the variable's name, right? Now let's see what will happen if we will write a number before the code. So I will comment out that part. So here, the Visual Studio Code is saying that we can't use a number before the variable. So that's what happened with us in the last video when we wrote one before the day. Okay, so as you can see here, an identifier or keyword cannot immediately follow a numeric literal. So that was it. I have also written here we can declare a variable with name with a number as a first letter. All right. So now I will comment out it by pressing Control C, Control K plus C, and also before going into the next rule, I would like you to introduce with another extension like the one which we installed in our first video was live server to run the HTML and CSS code. But if we want to run directly JavaScript codes, then we have to download this extension called Code Runner. So I have already taught you that how you can install extensions. So then there will be a run button. Whenever you will click on it, it will run the JavaScript code here. Okay, so we will not need to write node.js, index.js, right? Like we were doing before, uh, like node index.js, right? So we don't have to write these words if we will use this extension here. Okay, so now let's come on to the next rule, which is if we will console.log the name of variable is one my name, so what would happen? Now it's also a question for you. What you think? It will show me a error or not? So let's see. If I will click on the run button, so here it didn't throw me any error, but here we have a error, as you can see. Now it's saying that one my name is not defined. The reason is we have uses to underscore there, but I missed that. Okay, so that happens if you are a coder and you are not doing any mistake. That is not possible. Okay, so there will be many typos which you will done. So never mind. Okay, so here now if I will click on the run button, So it won't throw any error and it will display the name. Okay, so it means that also acceptable in JavaScript. So I will comment out that part. Now we have another naming pattern by putting a dollar sign before the code name. So I will comment out that part like this, and if I will write here console.log dollar my name. Now let's see. So now as you can see here, it is amazing because we can use a dollar sign as well. So yeah, now let's come on to the uh, next part, which is that. So I have already all written here. We can't use characters, but still I am showing you because I want you to practice with me. Okay, so that's the reason. Although I have written the code, still I am showing you everything because I want you to excel in coding. Okay, so always practice with me because I want you to become a perfect coder. So as you can see, uh, whenever I uncomment that part, it will show me an error because we can't use special characters like percentage plus the multiple sign to declare a variable. Okay, so that was some of the rules to declare variables which you should always keep in your mind if you are declaring a variable. And also, I would like to tell you one more thing. As you can see here, here we are using that semicolons. Okay. Now, if you are not familiar with semicolons, so that's a semicolon. Okay. Now, why we use these semicolons? The reason is the semicolon tells us that's the end of the code. So if I will declare a variable, then I will put a semicolon here to tell that it's the end of that variable declaration. So now, if I will write anything above the semicolon, so it will not be included in that variable. Okay, so that's the use of this semicolon. However, in JavaScript, we can skip semicolon. JavaScript is like beginner friendly and a very good friend of mine, and also it will become your friend. So it allows us to miss the semicolons, but I will recommend you to use these semicolons because uh, it's a good practice. Okay, so yeah, that was it. That was the scope of this video. Now in the next video, we'll be discussing data types in JavaScript. So be with me, keep coding and keep learning.